Welcome back again, Capricorn. It's February 2018 and I'm glad you're here because I've got a little bit to get through. We don't need to make this a long drawn out war and peace, but I do like to focus on the punctuation, the important points of the month of February, or any month for that matter, in these brief readings. Take a look, and what I'm alluding to here is this very powerful lunar eclipse that occurs on the 31st of January, just past, but to all intents and purposes, it is really shining a light on this 8th house of your horoscope, which has to do with shared resources. And then, of course, you've got these 4 points here: Mercury, the Sun, the past karma point, the South Node, and Venus in your 2nd house, which is financial. So, you know, Capricorn is well known as being the financial sign, the practical earth sign of the zodiac, along with Taurus and Virgo. But for the past few years, we've had that Pluto there, which is what's going on with cryptocurrencies and, you know, the upheaval in conservative values. Then Saturn, your ruling planet, moving here, giving you a stronger sense of self in the last 2 or 3 months. But this shows us that this Pluto upheaval is going to be very much activated by these planets here. Not just this full moon, but if we activate this chart now, we animate it, we'll start to see that on the 16th, the new moon is going to really give a lot more weight to what I'm saying. There around the 4th and 5th, you see the moon bringing with it more activity in your professional area. That's going to be the beginning of the trigger. This is really the trigger. We see February 5th, where the triangular aspect starts to oscillate the vibrations of these planets in your financial area. Mercury, thinking about money. Ketu, having to deal with issues from the past. Sun, really putting your will and energy into it. And Venus, being a lucky planet, probably the luckiest, ruling your career and your speculation and love, shows that a lot of energy here and positively impacted around the 5th. But this next one is a good one too, I like. Moon moving in your 11th house of profitability with lucky Jupiter there around the 7th and the 8th. Excellent. Bit of time out necessary here, and maybe not for why you expect. Around the 9th, the moon moves to your 12th house, and Mars is also in this position, indicating a sense of what's that? You're being obstructed, or you don't have the energy. You've got the intellectual energy. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But Mars in the 12th makes it difficult, especially when you've got these right angle aspects to the finance planets. Moon moves out of there, a bit of anger. You're probably going to keep that to yourself because this is a secretive house. The transit against your ruling planet Saturn can still bring you down a little. This activates you, make you a lot more disciplined and ready for business, and that starts to happen around the 14th, 15th, and the big one is the 16th, as you can see, when we observe this full moon. Around the same time, or just before, you see Venus slipping out of that 2nd house into the 3rd house, and that's where all the activity is moving with these planets. Firstly, the new moon. We need to talk about that very briefly, regarding a whole new approach to your money. Earnings, for some of you, it could be, had enough of this, I need a new job. Come on, what the hell, I'm out of here. And that can be a very decisive sort of thing. Although, don't forget, Mars here means you may not be ready for that action. This could be more intellectual, shown by the movement after the middle of the month of all of these planets. Mercury first, around the 19th, 20th, straight in there, 18th, my apologies, and then the Sun around the 19th. There you see that shift, whereas you had all of those planets in your finance sector for the first half of the month. There we see them moving and really activating your thinking processes, because this 3rd house is your thinking mind. Again, don't worry about the Mars. Just keep the thinking process going. As I always say, it's got more to do with the what, not the how. If you crystallize what it is that you want, everything's going to fall in place there, believe it or not. Mars is going to hang here for a while longer. You're probably not going to see the end of that 12th house transit till the next time we talk. But at least you're getting your planning going. A bit of upheaval here around the 20th, 21st, when Moon crosses Uranus In your 4th house, that can be destabilizing for family affairs. 5th house, love affairs, around the 22nd, 23rd. 6th house, health, and this is more mental health. You see the square, again from this conglomeration of planets in your 3rd house, with Moon in your 6th indicating health, co-workers, the workplace environment, blah, blah, blah. Sorry. The 7th house makes the Moon angular. This is your career, your love planet, actually, sorry. So therefore we see a strong redirection also of this thinking process to relationships, making that work better for you. Trine aspects are always good. Square aspects aren't. You could still be a little bit edgy. The 8th house is interesting. Lots of sexual desires, not only sexual desires, a desire to really get down deep and understand the psychology of your relationships during this last 2 or 3 days of the month. You know, the 7th house here, then the 8th house here, and also this nice aspect from Mars shows, you know, you can actually get into a more intimate space, and not just for the sake of pleasure, but for the sake of truly understanding yourself and those that you love most. I do hope you'll join me here again next month, but as I always finish my videos, please call in at astrology.com.au. You would love to see you there. And we've got more on the month of February for you, Capricorn, along with lots of other free services and interesting oracles and that type of thing. Look forward to your company again next month. Till then, bye-bye.